able to answer, then you can answer. You may proceed, CS.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. First, let me say that on the part of the question by policy on the victims of police brutality, in terms of compensating victims of police brutality, police brutality is manifested in various forms and style. And forms is the most important thing to say here. There are those that happen as a result of police officers undertaking their duties or when they ought to perform their duties. For example, during rallies and during public protests and picketing and so forth. That is what the broad-based arrangement was trying to deal with victims of such situations where people were exercising their constitutional right, and in the process, they have lost their lives. And there was a cut period of 2017 to 2025 for the process that was injuncted by courts. We hope that that process can quickly be sorted, and a consent may be recorded in court to enable this administration to do something that is unprecedented. First of all, let me start by saying that police brutality did not start 3 years ago with this administration. Police brutality was actually has been witnessed since 1963. But it was even heavy in the last administration, Mr. Speaker, where our friends now are considered by people on the other side of political divide to be very clean. I see sometimes, which is a paradox, Madam Speaker, that sometimes you find today complainers are actually dining together with the people. They still not have answered questions on police brutality in the last administration. But with that, I dismay, because that is really has become the level of hypocrisy in our country. As soon as someone joins certain political wing, they are no longer being held into account. And so to avoid such situations, I decided on July 18th of July last year to give a written policies document, a directive to the IG on conditions as to the use of force and firearm by police officers, so that it can guide them. When are they using their firearm? What we should do? What kind of officer should be deployed? What is the mental health status of a police officer who's being deployed, so that we don't have situations where officers who are struggling with mental health challenges are being deployed and then they use their firearm to kill civilians. So that then in future, if I find myself in the same situation with my predecessor, who I see now is busy campaigning, and I'm asked a question, at least I have a basis of Madam Speaker saying, showing Kenyans what I have done to guide on the process of police brutality. If the people of Kenya, if we now talk about police brutality generally, there is also police brutality in other situations that are unrelated to exercise of your own right. Sometimes police officers are accused of harassing detainees or remandees, not detainees, remandees. Sometimes you are accused of killing colleagues in police stations. They are accused of harassing and hurting innocent citizens, collecting bribes and so forth. And we cannot deny, because there are some police officers, errant police officers, who bring a bad name to the police service. But you have a service of over 100,000 police officers. You can't blame everybody because of a few of them who have erred. Number two is that, so therefore, this victims protection compensation policy can only be better served by law. It cannot just be a policy, because after that, a budgetary provision must be given by Parliament. This is something that we must discuss deeply, and even to the extent of who is a victim. and who is a victim of police brutality. When is a police officer considered to be committing an offense in the course of duty to the extent that he is not personally liable, the state should be able to compensate anyone. So I encourage somebody that asked whether we think we should we should come up with a legislative proposal. I think I encourage members of parliament to come up with these proposals and show us how best we can be able to move forward on this issue. Honorable Nyutu, on the reduction of police, I think I have answered generally to say that we are working very hard. One of the ways that we will reduce the impact of police interventions in public gatherings and public meetings is, Madam Speaker, to make sure that our police officers are properly trained. During Jukwaa la Usalama forum that we did last year, we really came to understand that police training is an issue that we must work on. Most police officers are trained only once in their lifetime during recruitment. And some of them, we even discovered after the death of Honorable Ngondo Were, the Speaker, who is the Chair of Parliamentary Service Commission of National Assembly, requested an IG to train your VIP protection police officers because some of you are having bodyguards who have never gone for training for the last 10, 15, 20 years. For the time they have been with you, they have never fired even one bullet anywhere. And so, Madam Chair, I thank the Chair of Parliamentary Service Commission for inviting the IG to train those officers. So continuous training is a very important issue within the police service, and I appreciate the fact that all of us now believe that we should give the necessary budgetary allocation for continuous training. Currently, the National Police Service has revamped the regional training centers in many parts of the country to ensure that we have a framework for continuous training for police officers on human rights, on the Constitution itself, on managing crowds. At the moment, I want to report to the country that we are undertaking a training for our police officers to be ready to manage crowds differently, and that training is ongoing now, and we are taking a number of police officers in different contingents so that we can deploy them ahead of the others when there is public functions and or protests that may ensue. But the best remedy, Madam Speaker, is in this House. It is with the members of Parliament. It's with our leaders. If we change the way we do our politics,